The moving day. This happened just yesterday at my new next-door neighbor's townhouse. He bought the place a few weeks ago, and moving day finally arrived. I was working from home and happened to have a clear view of his driveway and garage from my second-floor office window. Around mid-morning, a massive moving truck rolled up, parking squarely in front of his garage. The back doors opened with a loud metal rattle, revealing what looked like a full truckload of boxes, furniture, and household goods packed to the ceiling. A few minutes later, I noticed the movers gesturing animatedly as they talked to the new neighbor. I didn't hear the conversation, but it was clear from his body language, arms crossed, head shaking, frown deepening, that things weren't going smoothly. Later, I learned the movers had told him he would need to fork over an additional $400 because, in their words, he had too much stuff and it would take at least 2 more hours to unload. He argued, of course, who wouldn't? But they weren't budging. The truck was full, they said, and it would take more effort than they had quoted. If he didn't agree to the charge, they threatened to leave and told him to take it up with the moving company. They had him backed into a corner. With no real options, he reluctantly handed over his credit card and authorized the charge. Once that was settled, the movers told him it would be easier to bring everything in through the garage, as the front door had a steep flight of stairs that would slow everything down. There was a car in the garage, and they asked him to move it so they could begin unloading. Without saying much, he pulled the car out, letting the truck back right up to the garage for easy access. From there, everything went smoothly. I watched as furniture, boxes, and plastic-wrapped mystery items were carried into the house. The job didn't even take the 2 extra hours they had claimed. It took about an hour, maybe a bit more. Once they were done, the truck was loaded with nothing but air, and the crew started packing up their dollies and straps, getting ready to drive off. That's when the real fun started. The movers turned to the new neighbor and asked him politely to move his car, which he had parked behind the truck after unloading, blocking them in. He smiled and told them that his wife had the car keys and had gone out shopping. He explained that when they said they'd need 2 more hours, she figured she had time to run errands. She'd be back soon. The movers weren't amused. They started pushing back, asking if there was any way to move the car, saying they had another job lined up and needed to be on the road. He shrugged. He wasn't rude, just calm and unbothered. He told them that he had paid for 2 extra hours, and since they insisted on charging him for that time, well, he figured he might as well get his money's worth. After all, they said it would take 2 hours. Wasn't his fault they were faster. The crew stood around awkwardly, clearly frustrated but unable to argue. They pulled out their phones, sat on the truck's edge, and waited. I saw one of them try calling their office. Another paced around, muttering under his breath. But the neighbor? He stayed inside, cool as a cucumber. Exactly 2 hours later, the front door opened. His wife strolled out, keys in hand, and moved the car without a word. The movers jumped into the truck and took off, clearly fuming.